I was asked by the Art Institute of Chicago to prepare a talk on angels. My problem was, where do I find the slides? Nobody was able to photograph, to take slides of angels. So the only thing it could do, it was to show the way that the artist interpreted angels. And so I collected a lot of slides on arts. And this is what you're going to see tonight. However, I think we better start now. So we do this, and we switch the lights off here. However, when I don't have a pertinent slide, which means I don't have a slide that could illustrate what I am talking about, then I will show you a slide with clouds, like you have here on the ceiling. I think they are clouds. Or the roof was leaking, I don't know, one or the other. And also, first of all, it's much better than to have a black screen. But also because a cloud are being identified somehow with angels, because they too are floating in the sky. Well, tonight I'm going to talk about what the scriptures tell us about angels. What angels are supposed to be and to mean to us today, and how angels were interpreted by the artist in the course of the centuries. So, as the man says, relax, sit down, and enjoy. At least that's what the taxi cab drivers tell us in New York. Before I forget, for the sake of brevity, when I show a slide with an image, an art reproduction, I will not mention the name of the artist and the date and things like that. However, at the end, if you are interested, you come here and I have all that information. Okay, let's start first. We know from the scriptures, by the way, the Old Testament mentions angel 309 times under one name or the other. So, angels are the connecting element between earth and heaven, as we see here in this scene. Jacob's vision, he saw angels coming and going on a ladder that was reaching the sky. That means that angels are intermediaries, and as such they implement God's will on earth and they assist us in doing so. So here is what, according to the scriptures, some of these angels did. After Adam and Eve had disobeyed God's order, it is an angel who expelled them from Eden. Another image on the same subject. Here the two poor creatures didn't even have time to put on their fig leaves. However, even at the time to do her hair before leaving Eden. Angels guided Lot and his family to safety, while the angel destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, the sinful city, with fire and sulfur raining down from the sky. By the way, this one of my, I think we need some focus here. This is one of my masterpieces. As I said last night, they are going to open a new wing in the Vatican Museum for my drawings. A little focus, if it's possible, there. And they were not supposed to look back, but Lot's wife did look back, and the poor girl became a statue of salt. An angel saved Hagar in the desert. I don't know if you know the story, but Abraham couldn't have children, or Sarah couldn't have children. So she told Abraham, to sleep with her servant. Of course, sleeping is a euphemism here, so that Abraham could have a descendant. Hagar became pregnant almost immediately, and she started feeling more important than Sarah, and Sarah didn't like it. So she started forcing Hagar to do the heaviest and humiliating chores. So Hagar didn't like it, and she left. And here the angel is approaching Hagar in the desert, and tells Hagar to submit to Sarah, go back and be a good girl. And this is what she did. Now, I don't like here how the angel is a picture, because he seems to be totally absent, not considering that the poor girl, the situation of the poor girl. At any rate, later an angel announcing old Abraham that Sarah herself is she's going to have a son, Isaac. Here, Abraham seemed to be thinking, could she really do it at her age? And Sarah, who's listening in, she seems to be thinking, oh my, you think that he could do it at this age? An angel stopped Abraham just in time before he sacrificed his son Isaac, as ordered by God, as a test of obedience, of trust. An angel carried out God's order in the episode of Balaam. Now, Balaam was going where he was not supposed to go. So, an angel was sent to block the road. The donkey sees the angel and stops. But Balaam doesn't see the angel, so he becomes angry and starts beating the poor beast. We also read that an angel in the form of a man wrestled all night with Jacob. And here it looks like a dance, a very energetic dance at that. The Lord sent an angel to guide the people of Israel out of Egypt. And this, you see, the high waves, the sea that recedes, let them pass, and this is by Chagall. An angel saves Daniel, as we know, in the lion's den. Another angel guided Tobias. Tobias was sent by his father Tobit to retrieve to recover a sum of money. A man approaches him at the beginning of the journey and guides him. Tobias recovers the money, finds time to find a wife, and with the wife returns. At the end of the journey, both Tobias and the wife realized that the guide was an angel, not recognized before, who leaves them. Now here he seems to say, bye-bye, I'm so busy, I have so many other things to go. Now, all this, and much, much more, occurs in the Old Testament. In the New Testament, angels are present in all moments of Christ's life. Well, we may start with the angel announcing to Joachim that Anne, his wife, will have a child, the Virgin Mary. See how the angel here is eager to give the message. At the same time, Joachim really seems almost uninterested. An angel appeared to Zechariah to announce that his wife Elizabeth will give birth to John, later the Baptist. And it appears, of course, to the Virgin to announce the conception. Do not be afraid, Mary. You have found favor with God. And we are going to see many, many beautiful annunciations later. An angel appears to Joseph, who, poor man, was very confused. And the angel explained what happened. to Mary. It is an angel who tells the shepherds to visit Jesus lying in a manger. And it is an angel again who ordered Joseph to flee to Egypt. And later appears again to tell him that he could return now because the king who wanted to kill him, to kill the baby, now is dead. And also an angel assisted the Holy Family during the voyage back. An angel feeds Christ in the desert after 40 years of fasting. Now here, the artist is overdoing it. One may think that bread and water would be enough for a person who stayed 40 years in the desert, 40 days in the desert. But here, the artist has prepared a real table, even with a tablecloth. Here, look there. Also, after Jesus had prayed in the garden, an angel comes from heaven to comfort him. Very touching. The same subject. Here, look at the deep intimacy between Christ and the angel. After all, they are his angels. There is no mention of this. But I'm sure that angels were grieving over Christ's dead body, as you see here in this beautiful painting. Mary Magdalene at the empty tomb is comforted by angels. One shows a nail and the crown of thorns from Christ's passion, and the other seems to be saying, he isn't here. He has resurrected. Beautiful. Christ himself mentioned angel 15 times, like in this parable. Quote, the evil one sows weeds in the field. At the harvest, at the end of the age, the last judgment, the angels will be the harvesters, and they will throw the weeds, the sinners, into the fiery furnace. As you see here, very scary, I would say. In the scriptures, 3 important angels are mentioned by name: Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael. Oh, sorry, they are not angels, they are archangels. However, archangels don't do anything more, anything different from angels, but I have to be precise, with these powerful archangels. Well, let's start with Michael. Michael is the leader of the angels. Is the most venerated one. Michael, his image is a classical representation with a spear and a shield fighting evil. Evil is represented here as a serpent that he tramples under feet. Michael is the warrior, the defender, the fighter par excellence, the protector, the guard. He punishes Lucifer, Satan, after the rebellion. Michael is also the guide of the souls when they leave the body, the psychopomp. Here he is. In his hand, he holds the soul of a dead person. And here is the weigher of the souls after the judgment. I want to enjoy this detail of that painting, so mysterious, so beautiful. I saw the original, incredible. During the plague in Rome, Michael appeared to the Pope, St. Gregory, at the top of the castle, and at that very moment the plague ended. So the bronze statue of the Archangel Michael was placed at the top of the castle to commemorate the event. The castle was named Castel Sant'Angelo after that, and of course the statue, as you certainly know, is still there. Archangel number 2, Gabriel, of course, is the messenger par excellence, the bearer of news. the angel of the Annunciation, Gabriel. And finally, Raphael is the one who accompanies the travelers in their voyages as he accompanied, is guided Tobias. He seems also to be the angel who comforted martyrs and saints. Here the angel is assisting St. Francis Xavier, who's dying on his way to China. Raphael is also the archangel who delivered Peter from the dungeon. And this is not it. Let's see if I have no. Where is it now? Oh, here we are. Here we are. Raphael is also the archangel who delivered Peter from the dungeon. And we see here it's full of light, and it's really it seems to be resplending. I don't know if you have seen the original by Raphael in the Raphael rooms. It's an incredibly beautiful fresco. Am I boring you? Well, you knew the subject, and you can, so you got to be patient now and listen. I'm going to talk about angels' realm now. Angels' domain. Well, I couldn't find a proper slide for this subject, so here we have again clouds. What are these angels? Let's just say that angels are spiritual, ethereal beings, much superior to us. Samuel says that in the Old Testament, my king has wisdom like that of an angel of God, which means that angels have more knowledge than we have. However, they do not have full knowledge of everything. Not only, but their power has limits. For instance, they do not know, and therefore cannot change the future. I think we read this in the Gospel. No one knows about that day or hour, not even the angels in heaven. So don't try to get the latest number from your angels. He won't give it to you. Now, you notice that I refer to an angel as he. Well, it was easier, but that is wrong. So I don't have to touch now the touchy subject, whether angels are male or female. Well, in the biblical text, angels are mostly considered male. So, for instance, the angel wrestling with Jacob is wearing a feminine tunic, but he must be a strong male angel, because the apparent immobility there is certainly a sign of great strength. On the other hand, Gabriel is considered a female angel, because only a female angel could have given confidence to the Virgin while he was delivering a message of such intimate nature. Well, the truth is that theologians have usually considered angels to be androgynous. Well, they have traits common to both sexes. They are strong, fighting like a male, gentle, understanding, motherly, like a female angel. Of course, I consider my angel male, but I wouldn't mind having a lady guardian angel, a modeling angel. Well, you may decide about your angel the way you want. It doesn't matter. But let's hear what the Gospel says. At the resurrection, people will neither marry nor be given in marriage. They will be like the angels in heaven, which of course means that angels do not have a particular sex. Let's hear now from the theologians what they say about that. The angels, compared to our bodies, are pure spirit. But compared to the supreme and infinite spirit, they are corporeal beings. I would say very, very, very confusing. But you know, we really don't have to be concerned with this. The theologians have always a way to split hairs. It is their business. Don't be concerned about that. A consideration: all of us live in some kind of hierarchical order, which means that we all have people above us that tell us what to do. I have many of them. And we have people at a level lower than ours. And this must be true also for spiritual beings. It was the so-called pseudo-Dionysius who in the 6th century developed the idea of an angelic hierarchy. Now, all this has nothing to do with our daily life. It is important, absolutely, but I have to talk about this subject, because otherwise I may seem to be totally uncultured. And besides, at the end you may say, why didn't you talk about pseudo-Dionysius? So now you have it. Now, this is what he said. There are supposed to be 3 ranks or orders or levels of spiritual beings, all improperly called angels. And each level has 3 choirs. Now, first rank, the 3 choirs would be seraphim, cherubim, and thrones. Now, these names are a convention. Of course, the angels don't have a name tag. It wouldn't be possible to attach it to any place. At any rate, the first rank, these first rank spiritual beings seems to be the only ones that can look at the divinity without intermediaries. And they are so absorbed in the contemplation of God that we humans don't even exist for them. Second rank, the choirs, this is not a masterpiece of mine, of course, you understand that. The choirs have been called dominions, virtues, power, in the middle, there. Their bosses also see that the planets and the stars run properly. Now think of that, what a job. I hope you are paying attention to what I'm saying, because at the end I'm going to ask questions on this. The third rank, principalities, and finally archangels and angels. Now they know God only through their creation, and so they are the most distant from direct knowledge of God. They are concerned with human affairs. They are the closest to us. Principalities are supposed, think of it, to watch over the leaders of nations. And considering the present state of affairs, it's my opinion that they were not trained very well. And finally, archangels and angels. And they are our guardians. Really, they are at the very lowest level of the spiritual being, but don't pity them. Because someone wrote, listen to this, angels assigned to us have more fun, in a matter of speaking, because dealing with us humans, crazy as we are, must really be exciting and challenging. This is not mine, it has been written. Botticelli is exemplifying here in this hierarchy of duties, in this beautiful, beautiful nativity. Some angels, as you can see, are singing the glory of God high in the sky. And that is the highest rank. Some angels sing the glory of God on the roof of the cabin. And others bring the message to the shepherds. Others again are in adoration around the crib. And finally, some are busy down there embracing some humans, and I really don't know why. Anyway, I repeat, all this about hierarchy is mere speculation. No visible impact on our life. But as I said, it was necessary for me to tell you. Now you know everything about that. It is customary to think of angels as figures with wings. Okay? But do they really have wings? Daniel says, while I was in prayer, Gabriel came to me in swift flight. That doesn't mean, however, that they have wings. Besides, there is no air where angels live, earthly air. In the scripture also, there is no mention of angels having wings. And when Jah, here we are, saw in his vision the ladder of angels, they were climbing, not flying. Of course, when we say angels fly, we mean they just move swiftly. Just here painted. More than flying. I would say that angels have a mysterious way of being here and there in Egypt. See how beautifully Giotto shows that. They move like thoughts. What is the use of wings then? Well, of course, it is a convention. Those poor artists, if you think of it, always try to find a way to image these mysterious beings that nobody really can really know how they are. They can imagine. Another question, it came to my mind while I was preparing this talk. Listen, are angels eternal, or are they born and do they die? Of course, they are not eternal. Only God always existed, but they are immortal, as our souls are. They have been created as we have. Angels actually came as part of God's creation of the universe, part of God's universal plan. But when, then? When? Well, were the angels created much before us? At the same time, linked to us or independent from us? Good question. Anyway, I was taught that God from the beginning of time made at once out of nothing both the angelic and the earthly creatures and then the human creatures, us. Regardless of the doctrine, angels, the good ones and the bad ones, are pure spirit. And so they must have been created before the material burst of energy, which means that even if God created the cosmos as one nucleus of energy from which all creation developed and evolved, angels must have been already there. Direct creation or evolution doesn't make any difference as far as angels is concerned. Even Michelangelo believed that, as he is showing here in his scene of the creation. Well, what am I doing here? Well, in his creation he shows that angels were already there, assisting the creation of man. As to humans, as I said last night also, I believe that we were really created as persons, as individuals, when we received our souls. Here are the little angels. See? See the adolescent. If you remember from last night, it has been written that she must be Eve in the mind of the Creator before she was created. And the little angel is whispering to her ear. Whispering what? Eve, is that the creature you have to live with? Because he doesn't know. Because, as I said before, angels don't know what the future. Of course, they know everything that has happened, everywhere, since creation, and everything that is happening, everywhere, now. But they don't know what's going to happen next. Even though being extremely intelligent and full of knowledge, they can analyze facts and foresee consequences of events much quicker, of course, than we do. And this gives angels wisdom, good judgment, which is a precious virtue, particularly for guardian angels. And now, of course, here is my favorite subject, the guardian angels. I will send my angels to guard you in all your ways. We read in Psalm 91. This guardian angel epitomizes the care of all guardians. See how the human being here looks vulnerable, helpless. This young John, later called the Baptist, with his angel, see those beautiful wings. I hope you are paying attention to what I say. When I was preparing for this talk, and I was looking at this light, a thought came to my mind. There must be a lot of angels up there. Because this line seems never to end. The artist wants to give us the idea of a great, great number. But we really have no way of knowing. And besides, number, of course, is a human convention. Number don't exist up there. Let's say that there must be as many angels as they are needed, but I will expand on this. The need depends on whether an angel is assigned to just one human being, or is when his charge dies, the angel is switched to another human being, because there seems to be no need of guardian angels after resurrection. So the best way really to use angels is most efficiently, economically, would be to recycle them. But I think that the Creator really doesn't have to say in assigning angels. I believe that each person has an angel assigned to him forever. For instance, I have been assigned my own angel. I call him George. Yes, every single one of these individuals in St. Peter's Square has an angel assigned to him or to her since birth, forever and ever. An angel, after the last judgment, will share with his charge the everlasting bliss of eternity. So I think, I don't know what will happen because of the angel that have been guarding people that became damned, of course. But I repeat, an angel for everyone, a personal angel. Oh, that means a lot of angels. Well, I wonder whether they were created in a single batch, or they were created one by one as the need arises. For instance, when I was created, was George also created? Well, I don't know. But I certainly would like it to be so, because that thought makes my angel even more personal. All mine. Okay. Now, what are these guardian angels supposed to do? Huh? Well, they protect us from dangers. Well, danger more to the soul than to the body. They help us fight evil thoughts. They instruct us, suggesting good thoughts. And they bring our prayers up. At least they try to do all this, which is quite a job because we always keep our freedom to do or not to do, to follow or not to follow inspiration. I'm sure that before an important decision, particularly on moral ground, we always feel a kind of pulling and pushing inside us. It's our angel on one side and the demon on the other. We call it conscience. In this fresco by Michelangelo, the angel and the demon are fighting. The angel is pulling up by the legs, while the demon is pulling down by the hair. And this is all there is to it. The guardian angels love us, as we see here. They show care, attention, concern, love. For all that care, are guardian angels rewarded? Are they punished if they do wrong? For the way they handle themselves, see more and more questions. Perhaps you came tonight expecting answers, but you are leaving with more questions, which is good, because it makes us think. Well, this is an exercise, really, that we don't indulge in very often today. Anyway, I'm convinced that now and then our guardian angels face problems in dealing with us. And they get together to discuss this problem. Here they are. Now, this one seems to be saying, I don't know what to do with him or with her. And the other seems to be thinking, there is nothing here in the manual that can help us. So angels communicate among themselves. But then through our angel, we could communicate with other people's angels. Think of the practical possibilities in our daily life. For instance, to let our feelings known to other persons through guardian angels. I often ask George to communicate for me through other angels. For instance, an hour ago, well, now it's more than an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours ago, I told him to ask your angel to keep you from falling asleep. I'm sure George considered this an almost impossible task, but I see that really you didn't fall asleep. So he was very effective. He must have smiled at my request. Smiling? An angel? Well, I'm sure that angel can smile. Even Chesterton wrote, quote, angels can fly because they take themselves lightly, unquote. Wonderful. Now, and don't be shocked, therefore, by this thing about a smiling angel. Here we have one. An angel certainly with a sense of humor. Another smiling angel. This is one of the famous Bernini angels and the Castel Sant'Angelo bridge. And here, we might not like imagining our guardian angel holding our hand while we are not teenagers in love. By the way, do they still hold hands? I don't know. However, I like thinking that my guardian angel keeps a strong hand on my shoulder, because we all need assistance in time of crisis. We need angels to help us see dangers on the road, to see alternatives, to help judge right and wrong. to keep us from making all kinds of mistakes. We cannot pretend, however, to have angels take care of us when we do crazy things. Like, for instance, of course, walking in Central Park in New York at night, or driving too fast, or after drinking, so on. And certainly, our angels don't help nor comply if we ask them for what we should instead praying for, kneeling in front of our Creator directly, or through His Son, or through His Son's mother, or through the saints. Of course, we can ask our angel to help us praying. But we should never ask for foolish things. Now, a bishop, an American bishop, a friend of mine, always tells a story that you might have heard, but let me repeat it. A man with a large family had financial problems. Kept asking the guardian angel to make him win the lottery and free himself from his predicament. Kept asking and asking and asking with no result. At one point he decided to bypass his angel, and he complained bitterly directly to the Lord. My Lord, I am a good Christian. I try to obey your commandments. I don't beat my wife. I don't cheat on her. I don't drink. I don't take drugs. Why don't you let me win the lottery? Please. A voice was heard. My son, give me a break, will you? At least once buy a ticket. You never heard it? I doubt it. Angels that appear to humans. Do they really? Well, two examples of different nature. In the 5th century, Attila and his Huns descended to Rome, threatening to destroy it. Pope Leo pleaded for the safety of the city, as we see here in this fresco by Raphael in the Vatican museums. Attila immediately removed his army. Why? Well, Attila claimed that while the Pope was talking, two shining figures appeared above him, and this was enough to frighten him. Another appearance. One day, Teresa of Avila saw one angel close to her. He seemed to pierce her heart several times with a golden spear. That was a painful longing for God brought by an angel. But do angels appear nowadays? Well, I have no comments here. There are so many books about this that you can buy and read them. Because I'm not extremely interested in this. Because to do their job, to communicate with us, angels don't need to appear in front of us saying, now do this, don't do that. Angels can make themselves heard as a thought, an inspiration, an image, as angels inspire writers. For instance, the evangelist, as we see here. Here the angel is detecting to Matthew, the evangelist. Look at the power of communication between two beings here. The line of communication between the two is almost touchable. Sometimes, however, while we are preparing, let's say, an article or a talk, we become stuck. I'm sure it happened to you too. We become blocked. Just as we were very close, or we thought we were, to get ideas, to succeed, to find a solution. Then, suddenly, when we have become discouraged, a flash of light. I believe that the flash of light that suddenly makes everything clear that unblocks us. Is an image, a suggestion, an inspiration that the angel has given us. How? He was able to process better than we can the mountain of knowledge that we had built up with effort, but we had not yet been able to digest. We had the answer inside our mind, but we had to be prompted to find it. It is uncertain that we are going to die on our bed, or in a hospital, or on the road, or on the job, and so on. But it is unavoidable that one day we are going to die. Well, that day, our angels will be close to us. Unavoidably, however, be sure that the devil too will be there, playing his violin, both trying to inspire our final thoughts. And after that, angels bring our souls up. In the funeral liturgy, we have in paradisum deducant te angeli, may the angels lead you to paradise. Beautiful. Of course, we don't need to know Latin to go to heaven. We mention the devil. Okay, let's give a thought to the bad angels, the fallen angels. Thomas Aquinas writes that all angels were created with free will. And Thomas Aquinas thinks that all angels might have been given one of two possible tests of obedience. One such test, he says, could have been that a preview of the Nativity was shown to them, and they were told to kneel down and adore the newly born Jesus, the Son of God. The other test could have been, Thomas Aquinas says, the order to minister to us humans, much inferior to them. Well, most of the angels did obey, but 1/3, of course, there were no statistics at that time, under the leadership of Satan, Lucifer refused to obey because of conceit, pride, arrogance. Oh, I'm not going to do that. Of course, these rebel angels were sent permanently to hell. And to think of it, that was the first go to hell in history. From then on, devils only learn how to hate. Do you know that hell has been defined as terrible loneliness of separation from love? Satan became obsessed by a mission, seducing us human. And here we see the demon, for instance, pulling Saint Benedict's tunic, trying to get his attention, to distract him on the way to church. And now the little fellow looks cute, but he's very devilish and dangerous, because the devils are allowed by the Creator to test us, to tempt us. And they certainly do that. By the way, did you notice that I always refer to Satan, Lucifer, the devil, as he, never she? Well, I wouldn't dare, of course. Well, I forgot that the topic of my talk is also angels in art. Well, you know what, we would need now a coffee break, or, well, we can do that. At least you may shuffle your feet. Is shuffling a right word here? You know, you certainly haven't noticed it. By English is not my mother tongue. Well, nor my father's for that matter. We find the first images of angels in art in the catacombs, here in the catacomb of Saint Priscilla. And we have this annunciation. The angel has no wings. because wings could confuse the early Christians. They were used to see pagan figures with wings. So the angels really were recognized only by what they were doing. Angels with wings appear much later, only after the 4th century. But in the 8th century, the Byzantines banned all religious images, including, of course, angels. And we have to wait until the end of the century for the angel to return. They started looking like large, static figures, very formally dressed. But later, angels became identified with virtues, nobility, strength, integrity, probity, goodness, rectitude. That, it seems, there are feminine traits. You like that, ladies? Well, as a consequence, angels became more gentle, and the dresses became feminine, as we see here and here. This angel is really heavenly. It seems to have no weight. Angels were painted with invisible feet inside very long tunics because, of course, they didn't need feet. And this is where angels usually sleep. And it is the sign that we have to change tray number 1 with tray Benozzo Gozzoli, Marmion, Raphael, Leonardo. Baroque art is sinuous, like this Bernini angel here, with the view of St. Peter Dome on the back. You see that? It's on the bridge. And there is the seagull, as usual, on all the statues on that bridge. Now I want to show off my photographic skill. So this is the same statue. It's sunset. See what a great photographer I am. And see the seagull there. Still, well, probably, of course, is a different one. In art, angels have been shown by the artist in different moods and doing different things. Some examples. These angels are carrying instrument of Christ's passion, but their mood is strange, see? They seem to have no idea of the significance of the instrument that they are carrying. There is no drama there. This angel by Bernini has drama, see? Seems to convey drama unless, of course, you want to think that is simply annoyed by that seagull. They seem to have no respect for angels. Angelico Frangelico was able to portray perhaps more than anyone else really unearthly angels. Contrary again to Michelangelo. Michelangelo angels, not only they don't have wings, as I said before, but they have strong muscles, rich bodies. They are indistinguishable from humans. They are not ethereal. They are even making physical efforts, as we see here. Well, these figures are recognized as angels among the 400 other figures in Michelangelo's judgment only because they are the only ones floating in the sky. In art, angels can be attractive, elegant boys, as Guido Reni here, or sexless, spiritual, graceful, like this by Raphael. They can be dignified and formal. They can look very conscious of their task, or in great concentration, or distant, unemotional, or sad. Angels may be shown singing or happily dancing. These angels that are naively painted here show real emotion, shock, concern, and also these angels show emotion. No doubt they are grieving. And these angelical angels are absolutely still, which means in adoration. Bellini made this Lute playing, lute playing little angel look totally absorbed in what he's doing. Now I give you now my personal interpretation of angelic moods and activities. Perhaps not what the artist had in mind. Perugino made the one on the right look inspired, but look at the one on the left, seems to pay no attention whatsoever. But sometimes I don't understand these artists. Look at this. The angel on the left don't sing. He must be tone deaf. I am tone deaf. But I remember that my teacher in grammar school did not want to embarrass me. So she allowed me to stay in the choir. But she told me, open your mouth, Walter, like the others, but never utter a sound. But this one doesn't even open his mouth. This angel looks aloof. Want to see a really feminine angel? Here we are. Prophet Elias receives bread and water from an angel. Well, the angel, deep cleavage there, really must have shocked the poor prophet, particularly after fasting for so long. This angel seems to be discussing, the ones in front and at the bottom here, discussing the event, while the others in the background are motionless, look like a honor guard. And this Perugino resurrection in the Pope studio, well, it's not in the studio anymore. Presently, it's in our conservation laboratory we are restoring. Well, I don't intend to be disrespectful of the success subject, but those two angels really seem to be ice skating. Frangelico was supposed to paint here a strong angel, throwing Adam and Eve from Eden with a flaming sword and look frightening. But Frangelico is really too gentle a soul to do that. So instead the cherubim seems to be saying, oh, I'm sorry, fellow, but it's closing hour now. The artist here must have intended to give a very serious message, but to me, or to skeptics, might think that the angel is asking Saint Cecilia, would you mind playing Happy Birthday for that gentleman down there? Well, enough of this. During the French Revolution, angels suddenly disappear from art. Well, the winged figure continued to be painted, but it was not representing an angel anymore, as we see here. This androgynous youth is very, very earthly, not an angel. This to Putin seems to be suggesting, tempting. Angels, they are not. The title is Young Love, beautiful, but not an angel. The title here is The Lovers, and here too, that is certainly not an angel. This is called the portrait of a prince, and the boy is represented as an angel because of angelic beauty, but not an angel. The little fellows like these are called putti or cherubs, but they are simply a symbol of pleasure and joy. And usually putti are well fed, happy, curious, like this by Guido Reni. These are by Raphael. They might be doing something very important, but they certainly seem to be busy reading the ticker tape, when, of course, the ticker tape was used, not anymore. While these just look annoyed. Look at them. And here we have a very cute little cherub, more cupids here in the Judgment of Paris, and another one preparing his arrow. Enough. Let's go back to real angels. Angels are so often with a scepter or with a censer. But different objects carried by angels express different attitudes. A censer is supposed to mean prayer. A lily or other flower is purity. A palm leaf is victory. A scepter is God's kingship. A flaming sword is judgment. Trumpets are the voice of God, as we see here in Michelangelo heralding angels, awakening the dead body in the Last Judgment. Musical instruments mean adoration. They signify that the main job of angels, apart from guardian angels, is to sing the praises of God. And musician angels are also a connection between the spiritual and the material, and they uplift the spirit, as is evident here. Everybody has seen the famous music-making angels by Melozzo. Melozzo frescoed them in 1430 in a church in Rome. But the church became structurally unstable and had to be torn down in 1711, and the frescoes were removed and brought into the Vatican. I love this cute little angel. Look at him. See how he's playing with great concentration. An instrument that is bigger than he is. Now, I would be remiss if quickly I didn't bring to you also modern, contemporary artists who painted angels. We saw a couple before, but here some more. Gauguin, on the right corner there, Jacob fights with the angel. Paula, Modersohn, Becker, Annunciation. Georges Rouault, Miserere. Dorothea Tenning, Guardian Angels. Another guardian angel by Felice Casorati. Marino Marini, The Fall of the Angel. Don't ask me which is the side up or down, because really I don't know. Salvador Dalí, the title is Angelic Landscape. Paul Klee, the title is still feminine. No comments here. Eman Stable. Now this beautiful branch with those beautiful wings in Central Park, New York. And look at this folded wing. It shows at the same time sorrow, peace. We feel like caressing it. It is in a cemetery in Rome. Are you tired? Well, only a few slides more. But I should be tired, not you. You are sitting there comfortably, just listening. Nativity and Annunciation are the subjects that particularly inspired the artists, who have always shown angels as full participants in both of them. A few examples about Nativity. This is a scene of the Nativity that I particularly love. It is as it appeared in a vision to Saint Bridget of Sweden during a pilgrimage to Rome. The scene is supposed to be immediately after birth. The Virgin has placed her tunic on the floor, and close by she has prepared the clothes for the child. It's beautiful. I really love this. The title here is Deceased Christ and Adoration of Infant Jesus, the beginning and the end in Christ's life. Notice two different attitudes of the angels. At the side of the dead Christ, they have crossed arms, like him, while at the Nativity, their hands are in adoration. In this other Nativity, we are shocked by the contrast between the elaborate, rich angel and the frailty, the poverty of Jesus, so unprotected, small, naked on the ground. Probably this is what the artist intended to convey. And here too, see the frailty of Jesus and the richness, the richly dressed angels. I love here the familiarity of the angel playing with Jesus. But more than anything else, it is the role of the angel Gabriel in the Annunciation that intrigued, challenged, excited, inspired the artist, because it is the essence of communication. Let's take a look at some of them, starting of this almost Raphael, the famous Raphael here. And here are some heavenly annunciations by Fra Angelico in Cortona, in Madrid, in Florence, from a missal. This Botticelli Virgin here seems to be incredulous. It cannot be me. Look at the line of communication between the two. Everything here brings us up, up, up. The hand, the white wings, the posture of the angel. In this anonymous painting, Gabriel has just made the announcement. And now the Virgin and the Holy Spirit are on direct line. Ecce ancilla Domini, she says, not to the angel, but directly to the Holy Spirit. It is her acceptance. And here too, after the announcement, the angel doesn't dare looking at the Virgin because she is already pregnant now with the Son of God. So delicate. The whole thing is imbued with simplicity, modesty, humility. Here the supernatural has been immersed in everyday life. Also this painting is very realistic, but it is also so spiritual. The angel and the Virgin wear very humble dresses, but see how dignified they are. The angel looks so imposing, not because he wants to appear imposing, but because that is the way the Virgin in her humility sees him. The painter here didn't paint the angel as a human figure, because he is not. And his Virgin also, she is so humble, beautiful. And here the artist wanted to place his Gabriel firmly on the ground, but at the same time wanted to make him look like light. How did he do it? Well, the dark dress under the yellow tunic makes the lower part disappear, so that the angel seems to be floating. And this is the last change. We only have a few more slides, but of course, if you want, I can stop here and go up to my room. Nobody says, well, good that you are laughing, because I'm not going to do that anyway. You may have noticed, oh no, we are not through yet. Just a few seconds and here we are, okay. You may have noticed that in the Annunciation scenes, Mary is always painted as reading a book or with a book close by, like here. Well, it is a convention. The book signifies that Mary was, let's say, in the mood. She was ready to receive a spiritual message. Also, between the angel and the Virgin, there is almost always either a vertical line, or a column, or a barrier of some sort, like here. It is a convention to signify two different realms. Carlo Crivelli, however, look here, in his work seems to have overdone it. Not only the vertical separation is a very thick wall, but the angel has been left outside of the building. And he can see the Virgin only through a window with strong iron bars. Well, I think really he overdone it. Another convention. In the Annunciation scene, almost always Gabriel has a flower, sign of purity and humility, as he has here. Artists are really trying to immerse themselves, sometimes with difficulties, in the mysterious atmosphere of that important instant. in which God sent his Son to join humanity and to die for humanity. Die on the cross. Don't give up. Only a few more slides. We identify angels with goodness. And often we call angels people who are particularly good to us. For example, you never heard a wife say, "My husband is an angel. He never forgets to take out the garbage." In closing, I have a final consideration for you. If we believe in angels, sometimes we feel they have abandoned us. That happens when we feel trashed by life, when we feel desperate, when we feel the sky is falling on us, when we fail, when we have been denied justice, when we read of children being abused all over the world, when we are overburdened by problems, when sickness strikes our family, and so on, and so on. Well, no, God has not abandoned us. He has not withdrawn his angels. The problem is that we are looking at our life as we would look at the back of a tapestry. And of course, what we see is only a confusion of threads and colors.